Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Minnesota. Let me find myself here on my computer. That looks good. So I am consistently North Star Stamper across the internet. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. I have my own website. I try to use that as not a catch-all, a starting point. If you're looking for some information, I especially love fun folds, and I like to give you the dimensions. If you want to create a fun fold you've seen me share, North Star Stamper is a good place to start. And you can always contact me at susan@northstarstamper.com. So hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I wasn't sure what to title this video, but I have lots to share. So I'm just going to get started. We have a big day tomorrow with Stampin' Up! The last chance products. Hi, Kathy. The last chance product list will be updated tomorrow. The February product of the month is going to be revealed. Although, if you want a little sneak peek, when we're done with this video, don't leave me now unless you're on a computer. Open another tab. If you go to stampinup.com and pretend you're in the South Pacific, you can see what the February product of the month is going to be for us. It doesn't go live for us till midnight Mountain Time. So, but they're already in Tuesday over in the South Pacific. Okay, so I'm just going to get started and share a pile of stuff I have on my table. So this is one of the cards from the card making retreat, the virtual card making retreat that Stampin' Up! Had. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, it was a lot of work. I tried to keep up with them. We made 15 cards in 2 days. The videos were all recorded, and I can go back, and I still have one more to go. I went back and had to finish 2 of them. This was one of them. So it's a gatefold, and you have to untie your bow. And I love all the details on here, the little bit of stamping. And so we have designer series paper, and if you notice these two, they're swapped on the outside. The big thing I wanted to point out was this paper. It came to us black and white with just the flowers and the leaves, and we used blends to color the background. So I have some other samples of cards that aren't quite finished. I should have finished them this afternoon, and I didn't. What else can I share about this? We stamped a little bit on the label. Now, these labels were part of the kit. These were the Forever Florals. I think they're going to be March online exclusive, so everybody can get these in March. These dies have been really good. We use them a lot on the cards, and so we use these 2 shapes. I use these 2 dies on a card I'm going to make later. What else? So if you look at my card here, there's light Timid Tiger and dark Timid Tiger. So the idea was if I recreate this, I could use 2-tone cardstock. Well, the cardstock they gave us, it was 2-tone, but it was 2 tones on 1 sheet. So it was 6 inches of dark and 6 inches of light. So we had to die cut 2 of them and sandwich them together. So just some little things that we learned about when Melody designed all of our cards. So I have, let me back up a little bit. So one of the stamps that came with the retreat was this one. This is only available as part of the retreat, which you can still purchase it, and then you'd watch the videos on replay. They're Facebook Lives now. They are going to download and upload them to YouTube, so they'll be available long-term for many months. I don't know how long. So I use this stamp, and it's quite large. This one here, to create some more paper. And then if I wanted to fill in, I could have used the small and large flowers and the leaves. So I wanted to get some more of this look. So like I said, that paper came to us black and white. Oh, I don't know where I'm going to put stuff. Oh, I need that. I'll just pile it up there. So I had some blends. These are retired blends. Tahitian Tide and Orchid Oasis, I think. For some reason, I bought all of the blends that year. Those were 2 in colors several years ago. I like the bright colors. So I stamped this on just white paper with that those stamps I showed you. And then you color around the white. And then for the inside of these, oh, I'm going to need that back. I'm not sure where to put all my stuff. Let me get this back out. I didn't finish my second card, so we're going to do a little bit of stamping. Otherwise, I don't do much stamping. I think here I used, maybe I'd used Light. I was thinking I used Mango Melody because I came across it. So I'm going to use this inside stamp. So this one right here can stamp the inside of all those flowers, or you could use a marker, whatever, a blend. I thought it might be fun to do some purple in the middle of our white flowers. Isn't that cute? Oh, I could have stamped one there too. But they had us put DSP on our flap, and I just stamped on the flap and then colored it. Oh, one thing I learned about blends. Hi, Mom and Dad. Thanks for joining. I usually, when I'm working with blends, I'll put it on paper so that in case I color a lot and this bleed through will go onto my paper instead of to whatever surface. Well, I have been learning about coloring, and one person who colors much better than I do said that we should use a non-porous surface under what we're coloring with our blends so that our ink stays moist longer, and then it's easier to blend. So my glass mat, when you finish up dimensionals, that would be a good surface. A piece of acetate from an old stamp set, a silicone mat, something like that, that you would put your paper on when you're coloring them with blends so that they don't dry as quick. I thought that was fascinating. So there I just added some centers to my flowers. So here I just stamped on the top and stamped on the bottom, and I just colored, and then I didn't have a nice straight line, so I put some embossed cardstock to separate that. Now I have to finish this one, and I'm thinking I'm going to want the fresh freesia to finish this. Let me clean this off. I have some black and white here. Again, this was Tahitian Tide. Did I show you the inside? So here I just stamped on one side, and where the divider is. I could have used masking paper or post-it notes, whatever, to make a nice straight line, but I really like the black with the bright colors. So I'm not sure how I'm going to finish these. This one I could finish, and these were all just in my stash. I pulled up my stylish shapes, and that might be kind of fun just to stamp on there and add some embellishments and whatnot. This one, I don't think I like the black and white because it gets lost. So I'll probably die cut something in fresh freesia and then put white on top of it, whether it's a circle or a banner with my sentiments. So I'll finish these later. I just thought of that about literally 5 minutes ago. So there's an envelope. Very fun. Very fun technique. So black and white paper, color in the background, and you don't have to, if you don't like to color, this is a perfect one for you. Okay, I'm going to make a pile of my cards over here. Let me think. Is that all I had to say about that? I think it is. I think it is. Okay, so moving on. I attended a summit. Are you familiar with, sorry, I got distracted by a comment. Kathy liked the black with the Tahitian Tide. Are you familiar with summits? They're international paper crafters put them on, and I always do the free version, so I make time in my schedule and I don't sign up if I know I'm going to be busy. Justine Hovey hosted this last one, and it was using things in your stash. And so on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, she uploaded anywhere from 8 to 10 videos. They were about a half hour long each. And she had different presenters, like I said, from around the world, all over. And it was kind of fun to hear all their accents. So we were just crafting from our stash. And this is where this idea came from. I think I used this a couple weeks ago too. But the idea was I took a piece of Designer Series paper from I kept it here. The Peaceful Garden, I think it's called. Yep. So this was the B side, and it was cloud cover. And then I used a blending brush and I added Lost Lagoon, Petal, Pretty Peacock, and Secret Sea. And then I put some, come on, words, adhesive sheet under each side. And so I was going to do the whole panel, but I'm like, I only need it on the edges. So I cut my, and I'll show you how I do this. I cut the adhesive sheet, so I just had it on the two ends, and then I die cut these from the designer series paper. And then I had a white panel. I did the same thing. I had adhesive sheet here, and then you switch them. It'd be really fun to do multiple colors, just to try something different. I should share with you what these products are. These are the delicate framing dies, and then the sentiment is from the stamp set. Some 5 sentiments, obviously. These were November online exclusives, and I borrowed them from Kristen. Thank you, Kristen, if you're watching. These dies are pretty amazing. Very detailed. So I do use my parchment paper for these I did. That's this die. So I go, as part of my layer, my sandwich for my machine, I put cardstock, and then I put the parchment paper, and then I put the die, and then I put the other cutting plate, and then you run it through, and the dies come out very easily from your, from the die, the die cut piece. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need to think about words. What else do I need to say? If the die were bigger, it would be more dramatic, but I do like the colors, and I just finished them off kind of in similar ways. I like the white with the dark there. So, and these could be wedding cards, they could be anniversary cards, they could be congratulations on your promotion or whatever. I did not finish the inside. Maybe I'll die cut some more to put on the inside, and then I can finish those off once I need those cards. All right, so we're going to do something similar. Let me clean up a little bit more. So I have, here's what I'm working with. I have already die cut. So I put the adhesive sheet on the back of my white, and I meant to put it the other direction, but that's all right. We'll work with it. And so that is this die that I just die cut from my white panel. And here's that die. Look how intricate. And I would not want to put adhesive on that, which is why you use adhesive sheets. So if you get these dies, use adhesive. Get yourself some adhesive sheets. It makes things so easy. Let's see, Kathy has a comment here. I wondered which dies you use for the summit cards. Mine are on their way, hoping for them to arrive on Wednesday. The summit or the retreat? I'm not sure. The summit was not Stamping Up. So I'm not sure which dies do you have coming. So I cut this just with I have special adhesive scissors. I also have an adhesive trimmer. When we came out with our new trimmer, I wasn't real happy with my old one, so I kept it, and I use it for cutting things when I don't care about the edge, to be honest. Whether it's adhesive sheet, or if I'm just cutting a piece of cardstock that I'm going to use for die cutting, and I don't care if the edge is ratty, I'll use my old trimmer for that. So I'm taking off the liner, and so that's really sticky. So I put that down like that. I'm probably going to trim this down. We'll see. I'll let you look at these pretty things while I die cut this. Oh, Kathy has the delicate frames coming. Yeah, they've been fun. Like I said, I just borrowed them from Kristen, and I took them out this afternoon. So I was trying to put things together. You know, what I learned at the summit. So one of the days was work once and create 2 cards. And I did that a few weeks ago with a leaf die, but I thought that would be perfect technique to use with these dies, the delicate framing dies. So there's my adhesive on the back. I'm going to run this through my machine. Sorry, you'll have to look at the pretty paper here while I do this. I am going to use some washi tape to hold it. Sorry if you can't hear me. There we go. I'll bring the, after I run this through. And when I do dies like this, I will run through and then I run back. And because it is a hand crank, I can feel the difference. It's not nearly as hard to crank back as it was going forward. And so I get a much better cut. So, and before I take it off, I make sure it's been cut all the way through, which it has. Let's get this out of the way. I need to replace my plates too. My top one is okay. My bottom one needs to be replaced. I should have done that for my anniversary, shouldn't I? Oh, by the way, thank you for celebrating my anniversary with me last week. That was so much fun. I have not, if I owe you a, this has happened before. If I owe you a prize, I'm going to get them in the mail tomorrow. And I'm ripping my paper, so we'll just have to put... This was not good washi tape. I'm going to throw this one away, even though it's still sticky, because it tore my paper. All right. So I used one of the die cuts from here. I used the little 3-flower one and this multi-flower one. And you can see that I die cut out of designer series paper. This was my test piece. And how fun are these? I can throw this away now that I've shown you. How fun are these? I think these will go great with my green and white vines. There's another little one. Also, I have some wood grain here. Okay, let's get busy. Where did my, uh-oh. I knew I needed a card base. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put this on here. No. Let's back up. This was going to go on here. This piece came to be because I had a piece of cardstock that was 8 by 8. I'm like, that's not long enough. So I cut it at 5.5. And so it's going to have this edge here. Maybe we will just put, okay, now I'm getting a little nervous because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut, these are going to be similar. I'm going to cut this full length at 5.5. I don't want to have to adhere a 1.5 inch piece, so I'm going to go 1 1/4. And this will add some interest. Oh, too much stuff on my desk already. Some interest here. How is my video? Am I too close? Should I back it out? I thought that would be interesting to do this. That's still in the die. Do that. Oh, I wouldn't even need to put the green in there. Although you can't really see the details. It kind of looks... It'd be alright if I put the flowers on there. That'd be alright. But I am going to put the die in. Alright, I'm going to put that, sorry for the reach. I think this will work. We'll put that in. I could really get 3 cards. Because putting this in here does not add anything to me. By putting this green die in that opening, it isn't adding anything like it did on those other cards. Maybe I will just go like this. You know what? Let's stamp on here first. I have shaded spruce ink. Okay, thank you, Kathy. I think one of my videos recently was just too close. Look at that. Isn't that font lovely? Very nice. So I had 2 things I wanted to work on. I decided I don't like my handwriting. I blame it on being left-handed. But I know lefties who had lovely handwriting. So I want to work on that. But the other thing I wanted to work on was my coloring. And so I've started watching videos about coloring. So that's the part of the tips I learned about using blends already. So I thought, well, how can I improve my crafting? So there's just a piece of country woods. And I'll have to put a piece of white on the inside. You know what? What if we do this? The only place it looks funny is right here, but I can cover that with flowers. What if we do this, and then I take a piece of white. You know, I already have these cut. Oh, see, there's some vanilla. And then I can put this on the inside. I'll trim it down. And then this piece that I die cut can go on the inside. Oh, better yet. I think this is going to go here. All right, now the ideas are coming. Maybe you have an idea for me. No, actually, if that were wider, I could trim 1/8 of an inch off. All right, bear with me. I'm going to trim 3/8 of an inch off. I could use that on the inside too. And I'll leave that handy. Sorry for the mess on here. This can go over there. That can go over there. See, and this still not quite. Not quite. Now I need to trim this. I can't go too much. There we go. I did use thick white on this. I like to use thick white for dies. All right, so that, and then this can go here. I like that. Okay, so this already has an adhesive sheet on it, so I can just pull this up. Oh, I should be more gentle. And just set that down right in the middle. I'm going to turn it over so I can really burnish it. Nice. And I'm just going to adhere this. There's adhesive sheet there. If I want to make sure this doesn't come up, I could pull this liner off. I think I will. So this is just the liner from the adhesive sheet that made our die into a sticker, right? All right. And I need adhesive on the rest of it. Sorry. Just adhesive. Oh, I don't want to get adhesive on me. I have another adhesive trick I learned. Whoops, upside down. I'll show you in just a minute. And that should stay. Look at that. Oh, I like it. Okay, where are some of these? No, that's not going to work. I like to use my reverse tweezers and just dot on. This has been working really well for small pieces for me. I'm going to cover that up a little bit. Oh, I got adhesive there. How did I do that? Let's take a small one. Let's see. Whoops. Just little dots. Let's put this one down here. So I'm mixing, whoops, I'm mixing and matching my dies. I don't know if, yeah, this one came with flowers, but they were bigger flowers. Let's use this one on here. On those those other cards I showed you. There's that. And then I had these gems I was going to use, but I don't think I like them anymore. I want something a little more dainty when I added the flowers here. These are the shapes of green hexagons. So let me find, hold on. It's just out of reach. These are frosted iridescent dots. These are Tinsel Gems 3-pack. Could always just use rhinestones. And then these, nope, I think rhinestones. That way you notice the color of the flowers better. Oh, what was I? Oh, yeah, I can't forget to share. Oh, yep, there we go. Not all of them. We're just going to put these in the middle of some of the flowers. Maybe 2 on each of these big ones. Like there. I like it. I need to use an adhesive remover to clean it up. I'll do that later. You don't need to see me use that. And I need to add a panel on the inside too, but you get the idea. So instead of putting my die back in there, because I didn't think it added anything by putting it in here, I like it there. All right, so that was kind of a happy mistake, right? Okay, let's do another one. Let's do the white that was cut out of that. So this is crumb cake. I must have adhesive on my hands or sleeve or something. Okay, so here I was going to use some wood grain and put the green, but I think I want to trim that green down. I'm going to put it this way though. I'm just kind of thinking out loud because I tore the paper. That washi tape was too strong. So we will just put one of our flowers up at the top and then scatter the other ones. I'm going to trim this down though. Maybe there. Okay, this is funny. I seriously thought there were magnets pulling this down here because it snaps into place, and I seriously thought there were magnets. There aren't. I think it's just the weight of this, probably with the cutting blade and the scoring blade. It's just so heavy it pulls it down, but it goes into place. I don't know if you can see. I'll use my take your pick tool. There's a little knob right there, and I believe there's one on the other end too. Yes, that holds it into place right there. So if you've ever heard me talk about it being magnetic, you can laugh with me or at me. That's fine. And I just dropped my cutting blade. You can see it. That's not something I want to step on. That would be disastrous. So that was kind of funny. I learned that a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot to mention it. All right. So some wood grain, I think just behind it. Yep, let's just trim this down. I think this was 5.5. Maybe there's adhesive. I don't know. There's adhesive somewhere. Let's. How tall was this? This is 5.5. We'll just do the whole card front. Why not? There's a nice piece that can go inside my card. Decorate. Oh, that was the other thing with the card retreat. We decorated the inside of all the cards. It was really kind of fun. And then this can go here. And then we're going to use our die cut flowers. So I hardly ever think to die cut or stamp on pattern paper. Usually the pattern paper speaks for itself, and I don't want to do anything to it. Oh, we're not going to leave it like that though. We are going to put that white one back in. All right, let's get busy. I like this one. I haven't used this side very much. I probably should. All right, maybe on my sentiment for this one. I'll share with you my trick I learned about adhesives. Stay with me, stay with me. I'm going to put this here. Okay, it already has adhesive from our adhesive sheet. This one will be more dramatic. Just take your time and be gentle. And there is a top and bottom. See, this is the bottom of the stem and that's the top. And I'm going to put this over a little bit. Be gentle there. And then this has adhesive on the back too. Remember when I put that first card together? And of course, I always have trouble getting things started. I really do want to do this end. I think that has it. Yep. There we go. And take that liner off, and now it's sticky. And I'm going to set it right in here. I'm getting used to this new camera position. It's kind of interesting. So just take my time, running my finger along here. I'm going to turn it over and burnish it really well. That's pretty. I like it. So I can play around with all kinds of different colors. Very fun. And then remember my tear up there, so I'm just going to cover it up. Only you and I will know. And then these can be splattered throughout the bottom. Maybe I got adhesive on my tweezers. I don't know. All right. Kathy says, I love the contrast between the shaded spruce and the Country Woods DSP. Thank you, Kathy. I do too. At first I was thinking of garden green, but this pattern paper I used for these flowers had shaded spruce, so I thought about adding a piece of the DSP here, but then I saw the woods, Country Woods. I really like flowers with wood grain. I'm not sure if it just makes me think of the country or something. I don't know. And I'm just going to sprinkle these down our vine. Oh, sorry. I think my camera range is wider than I thought. All right. And then we'll oh, that's cute. Very cute. And we'll just finish with the same. Do I want them on the flowers or on the green? I think on the flowers. Cover up the white there. And cover up that white. There. Put things where they go, right? So I just snip the end of my packaging off and they just slip right in. It's real quick and easy. All right. And you know, I just die cut these. They were not in my stash. These were in my stash. So we could put on the inside. Oh, look at that. We'll just do that. I do want to share that last tip with you, so I want to finish this card. Center that. So I hold one side and burnish the other. So we could put wood grain in here too. That'd be kind of fun. But on the outside, there's Pretty in Pink. I thought the flowers were pink, and I thought this was Pretty in Pink, but that doesn't match. That's Bubble Bath. So there's Pretty in Pink, and then we can stamp on a white one. Oh, look! There's another little flower. We'll put that on the inside. I think we'll do this. I have black ones too, but that one's too little. Lots of choices. Oh no. Square might be kind of fun. Not black, but those will go good on those other cards. Or a banner. So many options, right? Because these are already die cut. And I, of course, have lots of stamps to choose from. But I think what we're going to do is do this. I could even put this on the inside. I can do that on the inside. Let's see if my stamp will fit in here. Good enough. Just 1/8 today. I thought about just stamping today, but that's okay. Center that. I really like that font. So the stamps were sentiments only, so you could just get the dies if you want. If you don't need the sentiments, there were some nice ones in there though. That one's very pretty. I think that'll make it a very nice wedding card. All right, so we're just going to put adhesive on the back of our big layer. And I think I like it right there. It kind of fills in that spot there. So here is my the tip I learned at the summit. So, you know, I like green glue because it gives me a minute to adjust things. Well, you don't get that minute when you use foam tape or dimensionals. So you can have the best of both worlds. This is a little overkill, but if you have something that you want lifted up, but you need time to adjust where it goes, use your dimensionals, but then add some green glue on top of the dimensionals, and then you get that wiggle room time. So I could take time to, when I put it down, I'm going to have time to move it around. So I don't think I want to center this. I think I want to go here. And I have a minute to make sure it's, hold on, just the way I want it, because I put that green glue on there. I thought that was brilliant. So there's that. And we need some bling. We're just using the same ones because I can. It's easiest. So a big one, a medium, and oh, I already put some on there, didn't I? That's all right. There, lots of. Wait, let's finish the inside just because I can. Sorry, it's so late, but I've made a lot of cards for you today. Let's put this here and this on top. Let's trim it down though. Let's see how big our white is. So thank you for staying with me. It is 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And the green. That one's a little harder to see because it's so narrow. So thank you for staying with me all this time. I appreciate that. And like I said, thank you for helping me celebrate 15 years last Monday. That was really fun. And then just a little bit on here. Oh yeah, I started the video by talking about all the things that start tomorrow. So you can use your bonus days coupons tomorrow. I'm not going to center this. I'm putting it to the left a little bit. Don't forget your bonus days coupons. Refresh on the last chance. We have a join special. If you regret not joining last October when we had 16,000 demonstrators join us worldwide, they planned for 6,000. We got 16. That's crazy. But there's another join special. We have a new stamp positioning tool, which I got last week, and I've been playing around with it. It's not that I don't like my Stamparatus. I just can't sell you my Stamparatus. So I've been playing around, and there's a lot of fun techniques that we can do with this new positioner as well. If you want to buy one as a current demonstrator, you have to do that today, Monday, because Tuesday the join special starts, and it'll be automatically added to your starter kit. So to join in the US is $99, and you get $125 in product plus the positioner, or you get the positioner in addition to $125 of product that you get to choose. Let me know if you need help choosing. I can help you do that too, whether you're new and you don't know where to start, or I would love to chat with you because I'd love to have you on my team. This has been the best thing I've done joining Stampin' Up! Since having kids, honestly. It's been so much fun. I just love sharing what I do. Let's tie this back up. We'll get all these back out here. Okay, that one's in the... I can see my camera clearly. So there. Oh, these flowers come with those dice. Let's see. All right, I have to finish these. But lots of ideas for you. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate all of you. Kathy says free shipping on your starter kit. Yes, exactly. I was going to say free shipping. We have that going on too. But yes, free shipping on your starter kits. You can save a lot of money right there. So if your shopping list is $100 or so, it makes a lot of sense. Just get free shipping on that. So most people, I think, stay as demonstrators for probably 3 to 5 years. Kathy, wouldn't you say? The average demonstrator stays 3 to 5 years. So for me, staying 15, Kathy has been a demonstrator on and on, well, mostly on for, I think, 5 now. So that's a long time too. So, and we run our businesses very differently, and you don't have to run a business. So let's chat. Thanks for joining me. Happy stamping, and take care.